Hello friends, I'm finally back with the rest of this cosplay about 4 years late? But better late than never, I guess. I started this about 4 years ago, and then I moved and forgot about it until a couple months ago, so I decided that I might as well finish it. So if you haven't seen the beginning of this project, I'll give you a quick recap of what I've done so far. So the first part of this was the wig. I got a fairly inexpensive lace front wig from Rockstar Wigs, Gotham Lolita Wigs, Cosplay Wigs USA, they're all the same company. And then I had a family friend who is a hairdresser style it for me. My hair looks like this now, so I don't really need it, but I do still have it. In addition to that, I got these leather gloves from a thrift store that matched fairly well and they fit my hands. And then the first thing I actually made was the undershirt. I made the sleeves by unevenly folding black cotton and stitching it onto a lining, and then sewing that as one piece into the sleeves. For the torso part of the shirt, I just used 4-way stretch fabric. I feel like there was a reason I made it a crop top, but unfortunately I don't remember what that reason was. I found a simplicity pattern on sale and I used that for the overcoat. The overcoat is essentially just a long vest that zips in the front. The pattern was for the longer version, so I altered it to stop at my mid-thigh. And I put the bottom of the zipper where the belt will sit so that it's mostly hidden. I used this pre-quilted fabric and just went over the edges with bias tape. The vest is okay, but I do kinda want to remake it and fix some of the technical issues with it, but it works fine for just now. As for the lightsaber, I bought this super cheap one from Party City. It's kinda small and I also already broke it, but it works well enough for pictures for now. That pattern that I bought for the overcoat also came with a hood pattern. I tested it with this black burlap fabric that I got for cheap. I don't know, I don't really like the hood, so I probably won't use it, but I'll hold on to it. So that's what I had done as of last time I updated, and there was only a few things that I had left to do after that. The first thing that I did was find these knee-high boots at a thrift store. They have the front toe shape that I wanted, but they are a little looser in the calf than I would like. Shoes kind of scare me though, so I'm probably going to leave them as is and not alter them. I put some black shoe polish on them to make it look a little nicer, and that was all done. The next thing to do was the belt. I used the belt pattern from that pattern that I bought, but it's basically just one big rectangle. I used pleather for the outside and regular black cotton for the lining, and fleece in between to make it a bit thicker and a bit sturdier. I cut a long rectangle a few inches wider than my waist out of each fabric, then stacked them with everything going the proper way with the fleece sandwiched in the middle. I used a basting stitch to hold them together, then went over the top and the bottom with bias tape. Once that was done, I sewed Velcro onto both ends. For the buckle, I drew up a template, kinda eyeballing it from a photo reference and then going back to make the whole thing symmetrical. I cut this design out of a 2mm craft foam, and then 2 solid rectangles of 6mm craft foam. I made the solid rectangles a little bit bigger so that I would have some wiggle room to even them out when everything was together. I used E6000 glue to stick the pieces together, then left it under a stack of books for a day or so. Once the layers were glued together, I trimmed away the excess foam and filled in any gaps with rubber cement. I switched to hot glue for some of the bigger gaps. Once that was done, I went over the front and sides with Mod Podge to even it out and create a solid base. Once the Mod Podge was dry, I went over that with a few coats of black acrylic paint and then a few more coats of Mod Podge to seal it. Once that was finished, I glued the buckle to the belt using more E6000 glue and let it sit under a stack of books again. Lastly, I had to do the pants. I had been using leggings before, but I didn't really like how that looked. I used a pattern for these pants and adjusted it to be more fitted. I kind of eyeballed and rushed the alteration to the pattern, so they're not super flattering, but they aren't actually that visible. I was initially planning to add pockets, but I thought that I was going to need to alter these more than I actually did, so I ended up skipping that step. And for the pants, I used black muslin, but you could probably just use regular black cotton or twill or whatever's comfortable. So that's all the outfit pieces. I think that I'm going to make the makeup its own separate video that will be up hopefully soon after this one. There's a few parts of this that I think I might redo in the future and just fix technical mistakes, small errors, fitting, things like that. But overall, I am really pleased with how this turned out, even if it did take a while to actually finish. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Do let me know if there's something you'd like to see in the future, and with that, I will be back soon. Thanks for watching.